Hey, it's Tom from Pack Hacker, and in this video we are taking a detailed look at the SLNT E3 Faraday Backpack that I've been testing over the course of the last 2 weeks. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and give it a like so we can keep bringing you content to help you travel smarter. Let's jump in. All right, so the outside of this bag, starting with the Silent logo up here on the top, it's on this kind of rubbery feeling material. And then we have this daisy chain going down the left side here. If you want to attach any like carabiners or just anything to the outside of the bag, you can definitely do that. Pocket over here that I'll get to a little bit later on in the video. But I'll just say overall, I like the look of this bag. And typically I don't like boxy and structured bags, but there's something about the look of this one that I do actually like. So not typically a style I go for, but I dig it. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. There are handles. We have one up here at the top. I like this. It's a little bit on the thicker side. It's comfortable to grab. Then we have one on the side here, and you can see I'm just holding the water bottle down here, because if you have like a hydro flask like this, I mean, you just saw, I don't want to make a really loud noise here at the office, but that is just gonna fall out if you're holding onto it by this handle. So I dig the handles, and it's even to the point where I can like just totally like get it to pop out like that. So not the most secure grip on this water bottle pocket. You know, there's this kind of elastic that just feels like it's a little bit too loose. I mean, you can see I can really pull that thing out. It's like a magician or something, like pulling cloth out of his mouth or whatever. It just keeps coming out. There's so much of it. So I don't know if they need less elastic or maybe this is just a little bit wide. Again, this is just a hydro flask bottle, just a pretty standard size. A lot of people have it. An Nalgene might work in here a little bit better. So that's just something to note. And then as far as other external components, that about wraps it up. So let's get on to the next section. All right, so we have some nice wide straps up here at the top. I like these straps. I like that they're a little bit wider. These are comfortable for me. If you flip them around, you can see that they're mesh. There's a little bit of breathability here. The foam and the padding inside is just fine. I dig it. And then we have these two kind of fabric welts over here at the top, which are very big welts that are hiding this sternum strap. And I think they're big on both sides because on this side, you actually are able to open this up and just put like a card inside of here. And you know, if you have like a Metro card or a credit card or an ID, you can just pop that there and have quick access to it. Now, since I know this bag is focused a lot on security, I want to bring up that this pocket is not RFID safe, but there are others inside of the bag that are. So there's a sternum strap on a rail here, and I really dig this. This is great because you can get that exact adjustability that you want. You have a pretty standard area down here with just Duraflex hardware, straps, and elastic keepers to hold everything in place, and a luggage pass-through on the back. Okay, so here's how the bag looks on me. It's a little bit boxy, but I do like the look, and it does feel a little bit boxy on my back, if that makes sense. But I do like these wide shoulder straps. I find those to be really comfortable. And I like the sternum strap too, especially the buckle. It's like a little bit more robust than some other magnetic sternum strap buckles that we've tested in the past. All right, so getting onto some pockets, let's start with the one right up front here. So opposite of that daisy chain we were talking about earlier, we've got a little pocket here just for like flatter items. It goes across the whole entire front of this. So here's this corner, and then here is the bottom corner. I've just got like a little envelope in there right now for something that I need. But you can fit items with a little bit of dimensionality in here, but just maybe not like a full-blown coat. But you do have a little bit of space if you want to open that up and put some stuff in. Flipping around the opposite side, on the back, we have an RFID safe pocket here. I really like these zipper pulls throughout the bag too. There's like this Hypalon material, and it's really nice and grippy to the touch. A little bit jingly, because they don't like cover up the main metal on metal contact, but there you have that. Opening this up, you can see there's a little RFID logo here. So if you have like a passport or a travel wallet or something that's a little bit flatter, you could pop back here. And this, again, also goes across the entirety of the bag. So like up here and down here. The only thing I would caution against is putting anything in here that's too bulky. Like a passport is perfectly fine, but if you do have like a travel wallet or a passport holder and there's just a ton of stuff in there, there's a chance that you're gonna start to feel this on your back because it can kind of, you know, bump up compared to the rest of that back panel. But I do think one good thing that this has going for it is that this is already the recessed part of the back panel because you have that padding here and here. So you can load it up a decent amount, but it is ultimately the best for flatter items. All right, flipping this over, and then just to show you a little bit the sternum strap detail from before, it's just a little bit different, a little bit thicker than other magnetic buckles, and I'm really digging it. Some of the other ones are just a little bit flat, but I like that choice in sternum strap buckle there. All right, and then I guess I didn't talk about this one on the top yet either, but this is like the small quick access pocket. There's this little fabric welt here that covers up the zipper, so that's going to just prevent, you know, water from getting inside of that zipper. It is not an AquaGuard zipper though, but it does have some weather resistance. It's not AquaGuard. This is where I've been putting a lot of my just quick access items into, so I've just got like my wallet in there too and my keys right now. It is a bit of a tight fit, so don't put anything too big and bulky in there, but it is a nice little pocket to have up here at the top, albeit it's, you know, a little bit slower to access with this welt. So that's just something to note. Then moving it back here, the laptop compartment. I'm glad this happened because this was happening with me all the time, but it would kind of get caught in this corner from time to time while I was opening it up. And as you can see, this is a weather resistant zipper too. So as you can see, that's a little more rubbery, but it's actually getting caught on the laptop pocket right here. I can't remember if that was an issue with the silent pocket and the PackSafe bag that I reviewed earlier. I think we might have that issue as well. Details are a little bit fuzzy on that one, but this is, I think why y'all came here. So when this opens up, this is Silent's laptop sleeve, and it is attached with these magnets onto the bag. So if I pull it out, I've actually got my MacBook Pro 16-inch inside of here, and it actually works really well. As a laptop sleeve, it's magnetic up here. And I feel like this seal has gotten better from one of these old ones we've seen too. We did test both of the included, you know, ones to make sure that they block signal. And because there's another pocket in the front here, and they block the signal on devices inside. So if you put a phone in here and you call it, it'll just go directly to voicemail and it won't come through. So the technology actually works inside of these, which is great. And if you're getting a bag like this, that's kind of why you're picking this thing up. For me, I think Apple does a good job at like shutting individual apps out, but if you want to also block Apple out, I mean, you could just turn off your device, but I mean, if you put it in here, they're not seeing it, you know, they're not really seeing anything. So it's pretty much the most physical, like foolproof way to block the signals from your devices. All right, then hopping over to the main compartments, let's start with the one in the front. So this opens up horseshoe style, about, you know, a little over halfway down, and that opens up, and there's a decent amount of organization in here. So on top here, you've got a little D-ring here if you want to put your keys or just hang something down. There is 2 layers of zippered pockets in here. So I've got just like a mask, a little packing cube, and some things in this top one. And then at the bottom there, I just have like a very flat hat. I intentionally chose smaller and flatter items for these pockets because they are tiered next to each other. So anything that you put in here is going to cut into the space of this pocket. So that's just something to note, like items that are just not super thick go well in here because you also have these 2 stretchy mesh pockets on the back here. So if you really start loading both of these up, it can start to affect the kind of interior space that you have with both of these. However, I do like that this is at the top and then the mesh is kind of more geared towards the bottom. So you're like layering those 2 things next to one another relatively nicely. And then we have the phone pocket here in the back. Well, I'll just give you a quick look at the mesh pocket. So those are here, and then you just put items, you know, down at the bottom. Just got like a little Tom Bin ghost whale pouch there. That goes all the way down to pretty much the bottom of the bag, close to it. All right, and then this again is another one of Silent. So you can take a look at this magnet set up a little bit more. That's the same that we saw just in the laptop compartment. But this is kind of where your phone would go and then your laptop would go in the back. Again, this one totally works. So if this is important to you, I think that it's gonna work, and we've tested it. So there you go. For me, I like to keep track of my devices, like with Find My iPhone, or if I have an AirTag in something. So I like that ability to be able to track these. So especially when I'm traveling, if I leave something behind, then there may be a chance for me to locate it. So just that's the trade-off too. If you put devices in here, you're not going to be, tracked by anything or anyone. But if you lose your device, you're not going to be able to use Find My device to find it. So that's the trade-off there. So that's something that you probably want to consider if you're looking to pick one of these up. All right, and then you open this up, main compartment. Let's get on in there. One of the biggest packing cubes I've ever seen came with it. I like the way they do these zippers too. So this goes all the way down to the bottom, and you open it up from this side. It doesn't go far down on this side because they're leaving room for the water bottle pocket. So if I open that up, again, biggest packing cube I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen a packing cube of this size, but it is big. So another thing that I like about it too is it's a little bit shorter than the bag. I think this is a very smart design decision because you leave a little bit of extra room at the top here for this interior mesh zippered pocket. Right now, I've just got like a wool buff on the inside here and some gloves. So those fit really nicely in there. Obviously you can put anything that you need inside. And then this kind of goes in, and I can just shove it a little bit lower so it kind of doesn't interfere with the access to this top pocket. If the cube is all the way up here, you have to kind of move it out of the way to get access to that top pocket. So nice big packing cube too. This actually comes with a bag. It's relatively structured. I like the mesh so you can see what's going on inside there just a little bit, and it gets some breathability without being jammed in. And then there's a nice handle too here that you saw me use to pull it out of the top of the bag. And then as far as the rest of the main compartment goes, it's just really simple overall. I like that it makes a little heart. So heart your silent bag here when it's open. But yeah, it's a nice interior. One other thing I forgot to mention about the RFID material is that it kind of sounds like a little crunchy, like when you're getting an X-ray or something, that like crunchy kind of material. I mean, it's probably a similar material as that, right? But I did have that as a note that I did want to mention to you. So there you go. So there you have it, the silent Faraday E3 backpack. Thanks so much for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.